No doubt about it, the most reassuring moment in Tuesday's debate came courtesy of Herman Cain. And it wasn't anything Herman Cain said, or rather it was less what he said than what Mitt Romney said back to him. This was during the part of the debate when the candidates put questions to one another. Mr. Cain had one for Mr. Romney. First, of course, he touted his suddenly famous 999 tax plan. He said it was simple, transparent, efficient, fair, and neutral. It certainly sounds simple. It's one of those plans that can fit on the back of a postcard. And then he challenged Mr. Romney. Can you name all 59 points in your 160-page plan? And does it satisfy that criteria of being simple, transparent, efficient, fair, and neutral? Mr. Romney smiled, but then he answered this way. Herman, he said, I've had the experience in my life of taking on some tough problems, and I must admit that simple answers are always very helpful, but oftentimes inadequate. Simple answers are oftentimes inadequate. A tip of the hat to Mr. Romney, please, for saying what needed to be said. He hasn't been entirely immune to the temptation himself, but at least he's on speaking terms with the reality-based community, with the complexity-based community. And if he does nothing else, if he stays stuck at 23% in the polls forever, if his White House dreams fall short, he's still done the country a great service. He's taken a stand against simple, or more precisely against simple-minded. And these days, in certain circles, that's just short of heresy. Now, granted, it's not totally surprising that a man who's been on so many sides of so many issues sees value in nuance, in preserving his flexibility. Did he like the Wall Street bailout? No siree. Is he comfortable with the idea of rescuing individual firms? No way. Were there all sorts of problems implementing the bailout? You betcha. Was he in favor of the bailout when it was proposed? Sorta, kinda. That kind of flexibility. And some of it is the natural caution of the frontrunner looking ahead to the general election. You don't want to paint yourself into an ideological corner. But some of it may actually be something like wisdom. This governing stuff, this economic stuff, this foreign policy stuff, this domestic policy stuff, it's not simple, despite what you're hearing elsewhere.